Hey everybody, this is Kodak here, and while I'm busy waiting for one of the videos I created for my Toy Fair coverage to finish converting, I figured I'd talk about one of the things that I picked up while I was there. Now, I was actually leaving Toy Fair when I encountered some people who were working on a card game. They learned that my channel had done some card game stuff in the past, and so they passed me a few booster packs of their game. This is a game called Scratch Wars. It is currently only sold in Eastern Europe, in Germany and the Czech Republic and those sorts of areas, but they are looking to launch it in the United States. You guys might have heard of a game called Keyforge. Keyforge is a game that was created by Richard Garfield, the inventor of Magic the Gathering, and what it basically is rather than buying cards and building a deck out of them, you buy a pre-constructed deck that is essentially built through what you would consider the rules of draft booster play. So basically the appeal of Keyforge is sort of experiencing that sort of draft play every time, and Scratch Wars is that distilled down to its essence. Now, before anybody accuses anybody of copying somebody else, Scratch Wars has been around for 2 years already. Sold over 2 million cards, which, considering each of these packs only contain 2 cards, that means they've sold like 1 million packs. And apparently the people who made Keyforge consulted with the people who made Scratch Wars in order to figure out how to like rapidly produce random sets of cards. So the 2 games, to my understanding, are on relatively good terms. So what exactly is the goal of Scratch Wars? Now, what they gave me were 4 copies of what they call the Starter Light. This sells for €2.50 or roughly $3 US. And what they do is they contain everything you need to play. They contain one of each item here, as you see on the card. They contain a scratcher, although they gave me a keychain version of the scratcher while I was there, which was pretty nice of them. It also contains a little swizzle stick, as you see the warrior holding here, along with a character card and a weapon card. Now, the idea behind Scratch Wars is that the cards are scratchable like lotto tickets. So you open the pack, but you still have some time to reveal what is going on in there. It's another take on the unboxing trend, but I think it's a bit more fun, because the idea is that you're like freeing a hero from petrification, I think is the story reason they're going for it. So I have one of these already opened here that contains what I'm talking about. So what you get, this is a hero card right here. His Gorn Izmir. Can you tell this is from Eastern Europe? He's supposed to be a Gorm Izmir Revolver Held. So this is a totally random character. All of his stats and abilities are completely randomized. And even though he's a character who uses a revolver, he doesn't actually have gun as one of his weapon types on here. He has sword and magic. So this is, they randomly generate a name, randomly generate some stats, and pick a random character. Although I think they have the name attached to the character. There's also a QR code that's meant to scan him into the game, which I've only revealed part of because, hey, I want to use it. But the idea is it also comes with a weapon wheel, which is this card right here. Now, the weapon wheel is what you're going to use to fight with. It comes with a random weapon, although in this case it's an axe, which he doesn't have equipped. But since this is basically draft play with how these single-player starter lights are supposed to work, that means he can basically use it. They actually have a rarity score. Gorm is rarity 3, and the weapon he got is rarity 4. And what this works is the wheel, after you scratch it off, you actually punch it out, and you sting it onto the swizzle stick here. The swizzle stick doubles as your life counter. As you can see, I can set it to Gorm's starting health of 19. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take the weapon wheel and you're supposed to spin it on the stick, and wherever it lands is your attack for the turn. So this time it landed on 2 and a bomb. Now, a bomb, I think, is a special combo attack that allows you to build up some momentum, but it's green, so I actually get to spin again. You can spin up to 4 times on your turn. So that was 2 and a helmet, so that's a direct attack. So that I can keep going because it's also green. There's a lot of green on this weapon. It's really good. That's another one that is 2 and attack. And for my final attack, I got an orange that is 3 and damage either the character or a weapon. So that would have been a really good turn in this game with the kind of damage that I'd be dealing with that. You have 3 colors. You have green, orange, and red. And this one actually doesn't have a single red on it, which means it's an incredibly powerful and useful weapon. Green allows you to perform the action and continue spinning. Orange, you can choose to perform the action, but that's the end of your turn. Red, you must perform the action and end your turn. There are also some things on here like lightning bolts. On the back of this card here, you're actually supposed to use a second one of these cards to be like an energy meter to count how much energy your hero has built up, which he then uses to perform, I believe, these special techniques here. Although this is for the full game. Ordinarily, it's you figure out how much damage you do with the wheel, and that gets taken off of your life points until you hit 0, and the first to make their hero hit 0 is the winner. In the more advanced game, your character can have up to 5 of these wheels. I assume they must match their proficiencies, and they also have special abilities. The turns go in rounds, morning, noon, evening, and night, where it's basically the cycle of turns. They get different special abilities depending on what they're doing, which I think is actually a pretty neat idea. And like I said, there's also an online game where you actually spin a roulette wheel rather than using this weird little spinny device here to figure out what sort of attacks you do, and that seems kind of fun. The rarities are nice too, but I think the big appeal of the game's experience is actually opening up a pack. So we're gonna do that right now and see what we can get. So, like I said, these packs are €2.50. There are also packs that contain just the cards for €2 flat. I also forgot to mention there's a 2-player starter set that comes in a tin for €8, which is about $10 or $11 US, which comes in a tin and comes with 2 heroes, 6 weapons, and 2 of the swizzle sticks and scratchers. So it's also a tin, which allows you to store everything you need. So what we do is, let's take a look inside. So we have our hero card here, and you see it's totally covered. We also have the quick play rules. Like I said, anything that's more toyetic is also, it's always good to have quick play rules, and since this is a game aimed at kids and their pocket money, that sort of quick play is important to me. And we have the weapon card, which also comes with a few special treasure cards, and these treasure tokens are also QR codes which you can scratch off. So they also come with a pick, but I think I'm going to use our keychain. And one thing I noticed about these cards the first time I scratched them off is that they actually feel really sturdy. I'm not worried about damaging the card when I scratch it. So let's start with the rarity area. We have a 2-star card. That's not very good. His name is Gizthordock. No mechatronicer. Gizthordock. Oh, is that the combination of Gizmondo, Thor, and Kodok that everybody wants? The hero we deserve. Gizthordock. Stats are 19 health, 6 energy. And what does he look like? He's Ganata Ganoblin. He's Ganata Ganelf. He's a gnome. And we've been gnomed. So they have several characters. Not every single image is randomized the way they are. They basically have like several classes of characters. They've actually been talking about like making toys or cartoons based on these characters, which seems kind of fun. Proficiencies are... It's a little hard to scratch on the Bakugan surface here. Proficiencies are swords, axes, and magic, which is actually a little better than Izmir over here. So that's basically all you need for the basic game, but we can scratch it all the way. Oh, yeah, it's kind of hard to do with the Bakugan logo under there. And that gets you your special ability. So maybe not the most thrilling pack with only a 2-star, but here are his day and night abilities. Now the rules, the full flat-out rules, are not currently available in English, which is why I'm not really that great at explaining the full rules here. But I'm trying to decide if that's like the energy they gain each turn, or if that's how much energy it costs to perform their special technique. But he looks like he has a lot of basic attacks and a lot of combo setups. The bomb setups there, I think that adds to the sort of fun things he can do. It looks like he gives bonuses to weapons and does some special combo stuff, so that's kind of cool. Let's take a look at his weapon wheel. So this is a bit trickier, so let's see if we can get one with a red, just so I can show you how it is. Oh, this wheel actually has a healing icon on it, so if during my turn I land on that, I instead heal for 1, and that's a green, so I'd be able to keep going. 3 energy. So 4 healing. So yeah, like I said, you get 5 weapons per character. So and I believe you can use you pick one to use on your turn. This one is all about healing and energy. So this seems like the kind of weapon you'd want to use when you're on the ropes. Like I said, these cards, they feel pretty durable, so even though it has like these little nubs sticking out, oh, there is one attack on there as an orange. And a lot of really powerful healing effects. Wow, just look at this. What is this? This is it's a hammer, or is it like or is this a magic weapon? It looks like a hammer to me. I wonder, we can figure out which kind of weapon it is. Oh, it's an axe. So I now have 2 axes. I have one that hurts, and this one which gives me a lot of healing and momentum with only 1 damage square. So this one is a, oh, I don't see the rarity. It is a rarity 3 weapon, the kind of weapon that you're excited to get when you start an F2P game but get sick of really quickly. So wow. So that is a nice little variety there compared to this one, which is all about doing attacks, dealing damage to my opponent, and another one that is centered really heavily on healing and giving me energy. I assume all of the weapons play like this, so it seems like it would be really interesting to sort of build up a useful tool belt of weapons and characters. I mean, you only get 1 character, although there's a version of the game that allows you to use several. I kind of like the idea of having 1 character with an arsenal of weapons that you change out each turn and do with the very toyetic gimmick of spinning it around on the end of the swizzle stick. And like I said, the scratch-off element of it is very, very satisfying. It's very fun to slowly reveal who the character is. It feels very nice, and I can just imagine, you know, events where each player grabs a pack and just goes at it to see who can win the fight. It seems like it would be fun for blind play, for draft play, for all those kinds of things. So yeah, this is pretty fun. I can imagine it seeing some success in the United States, like I said, targeting kids who have a nice allowance or a bit of leftover pocket money, since you only need $3 to get everything you need to play. Although for the full game, you're going to want to spend a little bit more, get a couple more of these packs, or they actually have a booster pack that is €4. That's about 5 or 6 US, that contains 3 weapons and 2 more heroes. So you get 3 more of the weapons that you need to build your full arsenal. So yeah, that's Scratch Wars. It looks pretty fun. So anyway, I'd better get back to work editing those videos. Until next time, this is Kodak signing off.